Aren't birds the best? If you've been playing the series since the Dark Ages, being a fan of those winged warriors was a prerequisite to appreciating flying-type Pokemon and soaring around the region. But while they were pretty foul back then, there's quite a bit more variety in their designs today. Okay, I'll admit, I immediately regret that pun. So let's just move along before things get a little too awkward. Since flying is a secondary type in almost every case, its position doesn't matter with this list. That being said, no two Pokemon from the same evolution line will be permitted, and only one normal flying type will be eligible since they're all so plain and plentiful. Fair enough? Then let's not waste another second and take a look at the top flying type Pokemon to date. Kanto's only saving— Hold it! That's a wrong cry. Roll it back. Don't let your ears deceive you. Until the 6th generation, Aerodactyl had the same cry as Vileplume, albeit at a different pitch. Back in those days, they were Kanto's only saving grace if you hated birds. These airborne dinosaurs were also among the first fossil Pokemon in the series, and were winging it with no evolutions until the advent of Megas, bequeathing upon them a mighty chin and the highest base speed of all Rock-type Pokemon. It's said that Aerodactyl once ruled the skies, squealing up a storm and grating down their prey's throats with their serrated, saw-like fangs. Not only could those teeth bite and crunch their victims, but they could chomp with elemental potency, fire, ice, and electricity. They know how to put on the pressure while throwing down, and their rock head ensures no recoil when they decide to charge into battle with reckless abandon. If you get your hands on some old amber, you'd be remiss not to resurrect this fossilized fiend. With a pair of peg legs and pitchforks for hands, Sigilyph are sophisticated specimens. They vaguely resemble birds, but don't be misled. These creatures are classified simply as avianoid Pokemon. The proof is in their wonder skin, devoid of plumage and instrumental for evading status techniques employed against them. It'd also be safe to presume their third eye helps with dodging too. If nothing else, Sigilyph are tragic beings. They serve as guardians of ancient cities, flying along the same route each day and striking down invaders with their psychic powers. It's somehow unclear to them that the locales they defend are abandoned now, lost to decades of erosion and neglect. In Unova, they defend the region known today as the Desert Resort, but in Kalos they protect Route 10 and the Friend Safari. One day Sigilyph may open their eyes to realize the Call of Duty fell silent centuries ago, and the invaders they're attacking today are just simple tourists looking to take in the sights. Until that day comes though, just steer clear of their routes and respect their unwavering dedication. Crawling out from the abyss, we have Ninjask. These ninja Pokemon are talented infiltrators, slipping by light screens and safeguards with ease. But as professional as they seem, Ninjask willingly throws it all away if they aren't properly trained, refusing to obey simple commands in favor of crying at a constant rate. The noise they emit is so loud that it can cause lasting headaches if heard for too long. It's said that Ninjask's speed is so incredible, they appear almost invisible and dodge any attack thrown their way. But for some reason you never see them on the competitive circuit. Their agility is still impressive though, seeing as how they're recognized for having the fastest base speed of all bug and flying type Pokemon. It's only outranked by Speed Form Deoxys, but thanks to their speed boost ability, it only takes one turn in combat for them to claim the top slot. They're known to put a trainer's abilities to the test, but if you just slide in some earplugs and put them on a leash, you'll find Ninjask to be manageable monsters. Spirited snakelings. Archeops were once native to the Unova region before their extinction. Today, you can only get your hands on one by resurrecting a plume fossil and training up the resulting Archon to level 37. They're known as the first bird Pokemon, but that title comes with a few shortcomings. Not only are they beakless beasts, but they also need to take a running start in order to achieve flight. Some Pokedex entries claim they preferred to travel on the ground, but that preference might have been born through shame. If Archeops put forth maximum effort though, they can clock in at speeds of 25 miles per hour on the land. Not quite as impressive as other avian runners, but still a respectable performance. At first glance, Archeops may seem dull, but they're actually cunning creatures. They hunt in flocks, cornering their prey and swooping down as a team. If it weren't for their defeatist attitude, Archeops could be a real fearful force. But instead of standing strong when a fight turns ugly, they drop their attack and special attack to reflect the hit to their health, bringing them down another peg. They're also the only fossil Pokemon that don't get their own hidden ability. But despite all their shortcomings, their frantic flapping is still pretty amusing. Like a villainous wind god straight out of Zelda, Tornadus are legendary pranksters at heart, and like a wolf among pigs, they have the power to blow down houses with their mastery over wind. Instead of huffing and puffing, however, they need only move. Whatever direction they go, powerful gusts accompany them, and considering they breeze by at speeds of up to 200 miles per hour, it's no surprise they leave disaster in their wake. In their Therian form, Tornadus sheds their cloud in favor of becoming a bird with a mustache. After their transition, they leave their life of pranks behind to gain Regenerator, allowing them to recover a little health whenever they're pulled out of battle. Tornadus even grows a few inches shorter despite sprouting legs. They typically roam across the Unova region, but have been known to make appearances in Hoenn before trainers who made the mistake of inviting a castform to their party. Crossing their path is best avoided wherever you reside, though. These beasts can be defiant and won't hesitate to pick a fight. Harmless dragonflies to the untrained eye, Yanmega are true ogres of the darn air. Those wings of theirs are capable of creating shockwaves that inflict serious internal damage. And if that's not enough to make you see them in a different light, they also enjoy chomping apart the heads of their enemies while zipping by with an amplifying speed boost. They see the world through a tinted lens, which no doubt makes their atrocious acts easier to carry out, and have a habit of frisking their opponents to make sure there's no surprises out in the field. If you're their trainer though, you have nothing to worry about. With the help of their 6 legs, they could easily ferry a human and refrain from flapping too hard to preserve their organs. You just have to make sure they're already airborne before climbing aboard, because they've been observed accidentally uprooting trees simply by taking off. Raising one of these Pokemon is not for the faint of heart, but that challenge could be assumed from their names. They're the first Mega Evolutions, after all. The best of the boring. Toucanon sets itself apart from the masses with a beak that could make even Toucan Sam green with envy. That sizable snout isn't just for show though. Toucanon can heat it up to temperatures exceeding 212 degrees Fahrenheit, which also gives rise to its signature technique, Beak Blast. It takes a turn to charge, but the resulting strike delivers a physical damage output of 100, and any Pokemon foolish enough to make contact before they're done building up steam are met with a nasty burn. Although they seem to be in a perpetual state of agitation, they have a keen eye that keeps their accuracy assured, and the focus to link their skills and ensure barrages hit their mark in succession. The latter is particularly important, as these birds are proficient at launching bullet seeds, firing them off with explosive force by igniting internal gases. They pack the power to pulverize boulders, so if you smell their beak burning, follow your nose right out of there. Still as statues, Satu are mystic Pokemon capable of perceiving both the past and future at the same time, events long gone from their left eye and developments to come from their right. Others even claim they're emissaries from another world, but it's all just speculation taken from a bird that doesn't move much. In truth, these early birds are simple creatures, rising with the sun and spending their entire day in peaceful meditation. One might think staying stationary would put them at risk of being targeted by predators, but who dare strike them when they've got such threatening eye patterns on their chests? When they're not on duty as totem poles, they like to set up shop and provide appraisals for explorers with treasure in tow. It's believed they communicate by way of semaphore system, wherein their wings are held in different positions to relay information, which no doubt makes negotiations and fortune-telling difficult. They may see your future, but it'll take more time than it's worth to tell you about it. A Pokemon that throws typing conventions on their head, Noivern are draconic bats and clear descendants of the Nargacuga. While you can't find Noiverns in the wild, their pre-evolved form Noibat can be observed dwelling in the Kalos region's Terminus Cave and Victory Road. Those little battlers can make even the most durable folks dizzy with the sound they emit from their ears, but Noivern takes it up another level and eviscerates boulders with nothing but noise. These Pokemon take to the skies on moonless nights to prowl for prey, targeting those that are careless in order to ensure easy meals. Some are even capable of telepathy, despite their only telekinetic talent being agility, but who can complain? A sound system that can tell you what you want to hear is a welcome member to any party. After a generation of being a useless evolution line, Crobat traded in Golbat's legs for another pair of wings that bestowed upon them the power of flight. Trainers the world over could rejoice now that a bat could replace their team's mandatory bird. The extra wings came at the cost of making Crobat clumsy walkers, but that's a price anyone would pay to expand the pool of flying Pokemon in those early days. After evolving, Crobat also learned how to close their mouths just enough to only expose teeth. Generally, this could be considered an improvement, but they're still not quite perfect. But while dental hygiene is a hit or miss, stealth is where they really excel. Crobat can flutter about with such silence that they can be almost undetectable. Even when things get dicey, their inner focus prevents them from flinching and blowing their cover. And if Crobat feel fatigue setting in, they can alternate between sets of wings to continue the mission. If you're in need of an operative for an infiltration, Crobat is the right Pokemon for the job, so long as they don't have to land. Birds of considerable craft. Oricorio are masters of dance. Their appearance is determined by the nectar they consume, which differs between Alolan islands. Melee Meadow plays host to a yellow nectar that invites Pom-Pom-style Oricorio to the stage. They demonstrate the Bale style when they sip red nectar from Ula Meadow, bringing a burning passion that really heats up the dance floor. Put on spirited performances with the Sensu style if treated to Pony Meadow's purple nectar, and present a soothing show after indulging in the Royal Avenue's pink nectar with their Payo style. Payo style? Payu? From casting down curses to melting hearts, Oricorio has a diverse skill set to appease any audience. And with the dancer ability under their belt, these accomplished birds can dance after anyone regardless of the difference in speed. Revelation Dance, their signature performance, changes type based on their present style, giving them a way to make their act offensive if the situation calls for it. Otherwise, teeter and feather dances can keep the show alive. Say what you may about their competitive potential, but there's no question that Oricorio are talented. Talent isn't everything. Sometimes a little intimidation is all you need to make it to the top. Honchkrow, classified as the big boss Pokemon, stands as head honcho with their bouquet of tail feathers. Suffering from insomnia, these birds are always awake and ready to lead their legion of underlings. They've earned the title Summoner of the Night thanks to their ability to call forth their crew with no more than a single deep cry, and command unwavering respect by never forgiving followers that fail or otherwise disappoint them. Super luck is on their side, helping them to land critical hits to impress their minions, but if their luck ever runs dry, they have the moxie to keep them all in line. While Honchkrow lead in the darkness, they can appreciate sporting some pink down every now and then to remind their gang that nothing's wrong with a little color. They evolved from Murkrow by way of Duskstones, which could actually explain why they developed insomnia. They're just one rock away from having their rule challenged. For all their bravado, there's a fragile ego roosting in their shadow. And there you have it, the finest flying Pokemon the series has to offer. What do you think? Do you have opinions? Were they wrong? Let me know in the comments section below. Everybody's always raving on about how they know best, so challenge my authority on subjective material and share your thoughts. I'd actually like to know who your favorite flying type Pokemon is. So don't delay, type words down today.